What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another edition of Nighter Tales. And as I alluded to last time, we got low voltage here.
What's up?
We're going to play Aladdin this time. Switched over. That's all you had to do to switch over.
That's nice.
So I had Queen earlier, and now we got low voltage finally getting his. And it's good to have you on, brother.
Hey, it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Queen gave him a bottle of water because you know these interviews can get kind of. We're going to do these for like at least an hour strong. All right. So let me pass the controller on to you, good sir.
Man, haven't played this since I was probably like 5.
Man. So, man, it's been a while since we got together and just chit-chatted. Like, just the last few times we've come together, we had a little gathering, as we mentioned, playing Jackbox. Mm-hmm. And then we also had, you came to A-Rush and we were playing some Smash for the guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just going to chit-chat on this one, talk life stories.
I was able to beat Black Magic on stream that day. That was a good feeling.
All right. So, you had this game as a kid. You had it on Nintendo or Genesis?
I had it on the Genesis.
Okay. I had a cousin that had this game, which Kill Bill, y'all have seen. He had this on his Genesis. I only got to play it a couple of times because usually when I go over to his house, it was Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. He didn't get to play this one. I was like, "Can you play Aladdin for me?" No. Older cousin was being a jerk. But yeah, talked about it earlier. So, is Aladdin your favorite Disney movie from that era?
Oh, absolutely. And
Queen was lying. Damn, the bottle's right there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Aladdin was definitely my favorite. The last one I remember, I kept up with the Aladdin franchise growing up, and my mom was a huge Disney person, so we had the bookshelves filled with all the old school VHSs with those little like weird plasticky styrofoam cases, you know. I remember The King of Thieves was like one of my favorite movies for the longest time.
That was a great one. The third one in the trilogy.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
True story. The original Aladdin movie is probably like one of the earliest memories in my life. Like watching it in the theaters with my dad. Like, I would say this, as far as me and my dad go, it was the earliest memory I have with him. I was really? 4 years old watching the movie with him in theaters. And
yeah, it was a good one.
Really good movie. It's probably the first, like I said, obviously the first movie I saw in theaters that I can recall. But I had the VHS tape of this. I used to run it. Pinocchio and this, I used to watch so much to the point where the VHS tape stopped working for a while. I had to do stuff to get it to work. But my Aladdin works perfectly still.
Yeah, Aladdin, good man. Good, very good memories going on with these. I actually didn't mind the live action that I watched.
It was okay.
It was definitely okay.
I was real critical, like I mentioned, The Lion King. I enjoyed I'm a bigger Aladdin fan than I am a Lion King, just when it came to the cartoon animated movies. So I was a little bit harsher on the Aladdin live action.
I was pretty harsh on The Lion King. I understand.
I was harsher on this one because no Snake Jafar. How do you?
Weird.
Not having that was a huge. The songs they did. Will Smith actually had a good, interesting take on Genie. I think. I know he was gonna get criticized because Robin Williams, R.I.P.
Oh, absolutely.
Legend. Like the music, both Lion King and Aladdin had some iconic music. Like Prince Ali, ex-Prince Ali.
One of the things that I was upset about with The Lion King was just because my favorite song on the movie, they kind of let go of it.
What was that?
Be Prepared.
They had like a small portion of it.
It was very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Condensed?
It was condensed. It just wasn't fulfilling at all.
Same. I felt that was one of my favorite songs in that as well. So I was like, what? That left a lot of people like, what are y'all doing? You ain't never had a friend like me. That's in this game as well. I said friend. I was trying to think of the full name of it. Make way for Prince Ali. Make way for Prince Ali. The music and these little 16-bit or 8-bit, whatever they were, they actually had really good adaptations of these songs.
Oh.
You're standing right on them.
Yeah.
And the booth's giving you so yeah, man, low voltage. We understand. So you play Smash Brothers with Young Link. What was the inspiration for you to play Young Link?
To be completely honest, I was a Link main, from the 64 days, going all the way up until Smash 4. Smash 4, I picked up Cloud a little bit in Smash 4 whenever he came out. But the main reason I started with Young Link was just because he had more of a traditional Link feel. He had the chain grab, he had the regular bombs. I wasn't super big on the bombs at first. It took me a little while to get used to them. And I really liked his chain grab. That was one of the biggest selling points for me.
So the Breath of the Wild Link bombs was probably too obscure for you.
It was a little weird. It took me a while to get used to.
Breath of the Wild is a great game, man.
I literally didn't sleep before work, staying up playing that game when I first got the Switch. Erica bought me a Switch for my birthday, and I stayed up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning playing that game, and would just be absolutely dead tired at work. And my coworkers are like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Sorry, I was playing the Switch last night."
So I take it you're a big Zelda fan. That's what. Well, I know this for the viewers, just saying it for their sake.
Right.
So you are so enriched in the Zelda. You actually have a Link tattoo.
I do. I've got a big Link covering up my entire left calf.
And it's really sick.
Yeah, I really like it. It turned out really well.
What was your first introductory to Zelda?
It was the old school Super Nintendo version of Zelda that I played.
Okay.
Me and my sister used to fight when we would get off of school. We actually, so me and my parents, we lived in a hotel for a little while, and while we were living in this hotel, like one of the only things we could really do was play the Nintendo. So me and my sister fought over playing Zelda all the time. And that's what really just started my love for the game.
Oh, okay. So y'all just would play it. It was, we were talking earlier, me and Queen were talking about the saving games on those old. Some of them allowed you to do it. Some Zelda, if I'm mistaken, they allowed you to save games on them, didn't they, on the cartridge?
Yes, they did.
So, and then they kept that tradition going along with the 64 as well, where like 64, the game data got saved on the cartridge, not the memory of the console.
Yep.
We've come a long way since those times.
We sure have. That was revolutionary back then, though. Also, like
saving a game on a cartridge.
I thought that was so cool. Like I don't know. You didn't always have to have some kind of external hard drive to save it. You know.
The drawback of that nowadays is if the game stopped working, you lost all of that. There was no way of backing it up.
Yeah.
If you got it stolen or broken.
I know I had memory cards for the N64.
I had the expansion pack when Donkey Kong 64 came out, and it gave like the console but it's just so much data that was just saved on there. Mario parties, Ocarina of Time had a lot of. That was my introduction to Zelda. So I played 64, Smash, and then he helps you.
Okay, good.
So
okay, I guess I bought another life. That's good. Right on.
You don't have enough for wishes and stuff.
Not anymore.
You can throw them apples and tag people. This is just great.
This was one of my favorite games back then.
He's just waiting for you to just throw an apple at him. Shoot. Ocarina of Time, I spent, like I said earlier, a lot of hours into that. First time it took me a month to beat. Second time took a week. How long did it take you to beat Ocarina the first time?
Man, I don't even know if I ever did beat it, to be completely honest. That game was something else. That was a whole...
It was tough.
It was tough. I know...
that doggone water temple.
That water temple still gets me, man. I've got a copy of the game in the N64 down there, and I'm still stuck at the water temple just because I'm refusing to...
look at YouTube or something?
Yeah, I refuse to look up anything to get it done. I'm trying to do it all legit.
Yeah, it's so much refreshing when you do it. But it's been years since I played the game, so it would take me forever. I would eventually get it without YouTube, but it would be annoying. The only thing that would make me do that would be my lack of patience, and then I would go look at it. I'm like trying not to do that with like games that I'm playing now. Like we mentioned Breath of the Wild. Horizon gets compared to it a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of the modern, like, because they both came out in 2017, both open world adventure, like just in the middle of the wilderness. Rightfully so. I got to get you to play that one day. But yeah, going back to the so it's Link. Link is very iconic.
Oh, absolutely.
For those that don't know out there, I got blinks because it was I was experimenting with Link for a minute and trying to do his bomb recovery. I just said B-Link, and then the Z. I didn't want to just put Blink on there, so I put blinks. And I wanted to give it a little flair, so I put Z for like Zero Suit Samus, because I'm a Samus man.
Right.
And didn't want to just put regular Samus and just be normal blinks. But so I got those Ocarina ties. Well, not as strongly as you do, but I got them. And underrated Zelda game, I feel like, is the Game Boy version of it, Link's Awakening, which they remastered on the Switch, but it was in a little weird format. I wish they would have did it like in a different art style.
Yeah.
But it was still fun to play it again, and they enhanced some stuff.
Man, I don't like that this guy throws things.
From that far away too. Doggone snakes. Zelda. So Twilight Princess, what was your? Because you know, did you like Wind Waker and everything?
Was that the one that was on the Wii U?
It was. I think Wind Waker was on the GameCube.
I don't see. I never even owned a GameCube. I never played any of the GameCube games at all.
So Wind Waker. And some people liked it. It was hit or miss. Some people who were into the lore of Zelda loved it. Some people, I'm guilty of this, didn't like it for the art style that they chose for that game. Mm-hmm. And so I never got into playing it. I know I'm going to piss off people by saying that, but I respect the story. Yes, the lore is interesting. It's just I didn't want to play because of how it looked at the time. I can appreciate it more now that I'm older.
Right.
Twilight Princess became like the game that everybody wanted to follow up Ocarina of Time, because Majora's Mask was a sequel, but it was different.
It was.
How did you like Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask was it was a lot of fun just because it was it had a more interesting take on the story. It wasn't just like straight up go kill, do everything, you know. I mean, I'll always go back to Ocarina of Time days, but one of the best parts about Zelda to me though is that it's got a lot of interesting like side quests in a way. It's got a lot of extra things you can do. It was more of like it was more of an RPG feel to it.
To collect all of those masks and everything, like it was. I did get annoyed with all the clock reset and doing that 1,000 times. That did get annoying at times, but it was fun overall. You get to do certain events in certain like time things. You got to do it on the second day at 2 o'clock. Like just doing stuff like I can appreciate that, but at certain times I was like, dang it. Because you had to choose which one you wanted to do first sometimes, because it had conflicting, because of how they would do time skips sometimes. And getting all of those masks from all of those temples, those boss fights. Were you able to get all of the masks?
I don't think so. It's funny, man. Growing up, like we always had some kind of game system, but we were also we weren't very good children, and when it came to keeping up with our things. I had a lot of anger issues with video games back then, and a lot of games got destroyed, a lot of controllers got destroyed. It was rough. It was difficult for me to finish a video game.
Yeah, and then because it was so rewarding to get the Fierce Deity mask. Like if you got all the masks, playing all the boss fight, you just whip the final boss Majora. like you beat them like they're nothing. Like, and then when it kind of ruined me because I got all the masks before I did Majora for the first time, so I went back and actually tried without the Fierce Deity mask. I was like, oh man, this boss fight is actually challenging. Fierce Deity, you don't even break a sweat. You literally just spam the freaking button like to shoot like the energy beam out of your sword.
Oh yeah.
And Majora just falls on the ground and just starts screaming like the high pitch I can't even do.
Did you ever play the one that came out on the? I believe it was the Wii, just the regular Wii. They had what was it? Was it Skyward Sword?
Skyward Sword. Because I know, speaking of the Wii, sorry, not to avoid the question, just had to kind of rewind and then get to that. Because I didn't have a GameCube, so I did have a Wii, and I got Twilight Princess. It was on GameCube and on there. Boo.
Good work.
So Twilight Princess, I played on the Wii. I wish I could have got it on GameCube, but that's another story. But going back to your thing, they had on the Wii. So after they redid Twilight Princess on the Wii, they had Skyward Sword. I did not get to play, but they are going to make that for the Switch though.
Oh, nice.
It's coming very soon. It's going to be here in July, I want to say.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about that one as well.
Skyward Sword?
I've heard some people that loved it and some people that just couldn't stand it.
The story, like once again, it's chronologically the origin like of all the Zelda lore. So that's why a lot of people were like, the Wii really was frustrating at times.
This is one of the better songs for sure. Oh, don't let that hit you.
Get distracted by this good music and groove to it. But yeah, man, Zelda. And then you played. When did you first get into Smash? It was 64, you said, just like
yeah, 64, same.
And then you skip Brawl as well?
Yeah, I
Melee?
played a little bit of Brawl and Melee, but it was, like I said, I never owned a GameCube, so those were games that I kind of missed out on. But the only times I would play them was when I was hanging out with friends who had them.
And then we talked about earlier about that epic night that we met you guys. You played Mad Chatter in the losers bracket, and that was unfortunate. But we became great friends because of that. Unfortunately, Mad Chatter having to play me and you that same night.
Yeah.
Back to back. That was trash. But
yeah, I remember I know I won. Those were best of one sets back then.
Yeah, back then they only did one.
So I won that game, but I remember it looked like I was just going to run away with the game at the very beginning of it. And then once it got down to final stock, he was, just naturally was really good at being able to figure out his opponent and adapt, which is something that I've always really have pride in myself for. Like, I feel like I'm really good at adapting most of the time, but I know that whenever we played, when it was, at the end of the game, it was, good game, man, fist bumps, and I told him that too. I was like, man, you were really starting to adapt there at the end. I was starting to get a little worried.
It's like that with him. The crazy thing with me and him whenever we play, it's like I'll either start off really bad. It's like you said, if I'm on fire against him, he'll start adapting.
Yeah.
But there's times this happens most of the time when I'm playing him. I start off really bad when I'm playing him. More times, I would say 9 times out of 10, I start off bad. Either he's really improved, I underestimated him or something, or I'm just in a bad funk. I have bad funks with a lot of people. I start off really slow, but then something happens after I lose that first stock, and I just start clamping down. And he tells me all the time, he's like, "Where the heck did this come from?" Like he said, it throws people off when you do that. It's me. It's probably like footsies. I'm learning you as well. Like at the same time, it's like you do it to people too. Like it's one of those things. You've beaten us so many times, it's countless. I can't even keep track of that. But the few times I'm able to get you, I just surprise you whenever I do it, though.
I've still got some good videos of our games saved on my phone.
Oh wow!
On my Switch.
Crazy.
We've had some good games. They're always pretty close.
Even the ones that I've lost, I've came really close, and he's just like, man, eventually he's gonna break through. Like that's what you got to be thinking.
Oh yeah, we've always. That's why I was a little depressed whenever you told me you were going to be quitting Smash, because I really enjoyed our games together. You were the guy I was always really close with, so we were doing really well as far as building up our game.
I'll get some more memories for that going. I'll play some casual, but my tournament days are coming to an end.
My tournament days are over as well. Just when it comes down to pay tournament, for fun tournaments, that's fine. For glory, I'm all about that.
The bar ones are so much better, getting a drink and just playing.
But when it's $5, $10, $20 buy-in tournament,
and you're gonna get 0-2 in those things.
Yeah, I know I'm not gonna come away with the victory. So
July 2nd will be my official farewell tournament, birthday weekend. So that's why I want to choose that one. If anybody wants to come out and come to that tournament, join the fun, man. July 2nd, mark your calendars. A-Rush Gaming.
I missed that.
We got it booked already, the tournament dates. So yeah, man. I know that. I'm sorry. I apologize if y'all getting tired of me saying so. Yeah, man. Take a shot every time I say that. No, I don't want y'all to hurt yourselves. But me and you are two of the people that we drink and we seem to get better or still don't lose a step. Most people I know, if they drink a lot, they will freaking just play horrible. Like Mad Chatter is one of them. There was that one night last year, pre-pandemic, I want to say, and him, Xenophon, and Arachnos were over, and we were having a party, and I drank a ton. I lost track of what I had, and you drink enough, you pass out. I was starting to fade. Him and Xeno were just playing each other over and over, and out of nowhere, I just wake up like, "Hey, I'll play Mad Chatter," just he told me afterward, he's saying this, yeah, I'm gonna go easy on him, because I asked him, I said, I want to get some pit advice. So I'm gonna go ahead and play, because I play pit, he's a pit and dark pit guy, so I played both, and I ditto with him just to see how it goes. And my energy was at a high level when I came in there, and he was like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on? He didn't expect me, and I ended up beating him in a pit ditto that night.
Oh, nice.
And then we did a dark pit ditto, and I was up 3-1 at one point, then he made a comeback and beat me. My energy was fading in it, but he was just like, what the heck were you? I was like, yeah, my energy's gone now, man. But he was just like, dang, I was expecting to go. You made me have to do some stuff. Like, you said you wanted to get some help on the pitch. He's like, you looking like a baby version of me now.
Right.
Like, that was just funny. Like, oh, this dude, I remember him. Jafar's first little guy he tried to go get the lamp from.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his dang name. But your tournament matchups, I remember you, Zeno, Black Magic had some great like little moments when y'all face each other.
Yeah.
You and JP are the. I would say your top rival that I enjoyed watching you play as besides those other guys was JP.
Yeah,
Link guy.
For some reason. So when I first started playing against JP, he used to just absolutely dominate me.
He's a Link main for you guys that don't know.
For some reason, the last few times I've seen him in tournament, it's just been completely the other way. I don't know what happened, or I don't know if I got good, or he just like isn't playing as much now. But I've had JP's number lately.
He's still a challenge, though. He's still very good in his own right.
Yeah. Oh,
He's just, I think it's a combination, like you said, adaptability. Also, you might be playing a little bit more than he is.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know he recently
He tried to pick up Mario for a little while.
He did. It wasn't the same. It was like, go to that, pull the link out, man. Like, just pull it out.
Yep.
And I know he, just like you guys, y'all announced y'all are having a child. He made his. I remember he was expecting a child, second child.
Yeah, I think he had just.
Oh, just had it.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know about the second.
Well, his first kid is a kid walking around and everything.
Yeah.
But they were expecting his second. So I know he's been really busy. We haven't been able to chance to talk with him lately. But we saw him last year before all the pandemic had happened. I haven't seen him since.
I just remember when we first met JP, I remember we used to run arenas with him, and he would just completely slaughter everybody. He would just completely whoop on all of them.
Because going back to that first term where we met you, he was there, and I believe he's the one who took you out in the tournament, right?
Yep.
He was also the one that took me out that same night.
He took me out in the most disrespectful way, too.
He took you out. You went pretty far. So, in the losers, I faced another Link, Kage Link. Shout out to Kage Link. Cody. I played him. Then I don't remember if I played him or Queen first. But I played those two. And then I don't remember who the heck I played after that. And then I played JP, and I knew that was going to be my... Because I've seen him from afar. Him, Elite, and then Sunstone, the Yoshi guy we haven't seen in a while either. They were part of this little crew at the table. We were like, man, those guys are intense, man.
Good old SD.
SD barrels and rooftops. So I like to read out the trophies for people out there because they can't see it when I'm broadcasting it because it protects my name on there. But that was the trophy, guys. Barrels and rooftops. And so yeah, JP, he was always great to play against. He's a really good observer too. If he's watching you in a match, he can give you great tips at it. Because I went to a tournament and he was watching my match, and then in between like the game 1 and 2, he told me something. That one little tip he gave me helped me beat the dude the next like 2 and 3 games. And it's just crazy. Like, he's really observant.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in so long, man.
Yeah. Shout out to JP, man. We miss you out there.
Yeah, I just remember when we stole him from SD and brought him to AK. We were all so hyped about that.
It was a long time coming.
Because we were in talks with him, and we brought it up as a joke, and then kept like bringing it up, just kind of messing with him, like, oh, come on, man, you want to leave SD and come to AK.
And then after
finally
he joins,
you guys called us up one day, and you're like, guess who's finally joined AK?
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna join in. We saw him in person. We handshook, and he was part of us ever since. And then Sunstone eventually joined. He rocked SD and AK. And now we got Elite. How funny times have changed. Because they were all SD at that time. We met them at that event. Mm-hmm. We weren't officially AK yet. We were just a bunch of just fun people. Then we were like, you know what? Hey, they got SD. We're gonna be AK. And then it stood for Animosity Kings. So we were like just being funny. Then we changed it to All Nighters.
It made more sense.
Yeah, and more friendly. And that event, I talked about it with MacGyver. Was at that event. Elite won that one. MacGyver got second place. And I think I want to say JP got third, or it may have been somebody else. I don't remember. So it's been 2 years now. Time flies.
Yeah,
that was a great night.
It's hard to keep up with.
And I miss those fuzzy smash drinks.
Oh yeah.
Really flavorful little frozen margarita with some stuff in them.
Oh, I'm gonna die to this bat. Oh, I got it. All right, we're still in this.
Let's see. So I'm trying to see. You went to a Galaxy game, a couple of round robins for them.
Yeah.
So the pro scene, you haven't been to too many of those. It's just more like the casual, like Queen says.
Yeah, mostly a lot of fuzzies, and then of course like back when we were doing
Infinite Loop.
Yeah, Infinite Loop back then.
June 4th, Infinite Loop. Welcome back.
Oh, we're going back, huh?
Infinite Loop.
Awesome.
That's in cards. It'll be at A-Rush though, but Infinite Loop is coming back. That's the casual event. Smash Room is the pro stuff that we host. That's our premier event. Infinite Loop is more friendly for everybody, but they're still hard in their own right.
Right.
Because, and speaking of links, you met at an Infinite Loop that we had at Infinity Card Shop. A guy named Hash Brown. He was a young Link as well.
Yep.
You guys play very different, like from each other.
We do. We had some pretty close games. I know he ended up taking the set on me whenever we played, but I remember I played his little brother too. His little brother,
Freaking good.
He's a little
Mario.
He's a little prodigy, man.
That kid was beating me left and right. He was able to beat Jarrell in some games or go neck and neck with him. I was like, good lord.
Yeah, he was giving me some problems.
That kid was doing really good.
His brother made me feel a little better about it. So he's like, he has me as practice, right? I'm like, yeah, okay. He's got a pretty good idea of what young Link's capable of.
Yeah, he had two older brothers, and y'all played differently. So it was like I was saying. I played Hash Brown another time. I played him like in just friendlies when we used to go there just randomly and just play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to beat him with my ZSS, and my ZSS is nowhere near like my Samus is.
Yeah.
And we can all agree with that. But and then when I pulled Samus, I don't know if I two-stocked him or what. Like, it was just something. Your style is more frustrating because you have more, it's not to say it's bad, like a better word, spammy on the arrows.
Yeah.
And so that kind of gets frustrating at times.
And I like to switch it up from zoning to being like
aggressive.
Absolutely, just aggressively, just try to jam down your throat with everything.
Yeah, you're really good with your sword. People forget that. They get annoyed and they figure out ways to dodge your arrows and boomerangs. But once they get in, you're really quite skilled with the sword and stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with some YouTube videos, watching what combos can go into what, and
then for a while, remember I was messing around with Young Link for a little bit, like,
yeah.
And you would mess with Samus, so hence we would get together and do reverse mains.
I love those.
Our reverse mains are more epic than our actual main versus mains.
Absolutely.
They came, every last one of them came down to the freaking wire. Like when I'm playing Yink and you're playing Samus, we were like, because we had a reverse main like round robin with everybody.
Yep.
And then it came for us to do that one. Everybody was, oh my god, like how intense that was.
We had a little watch party going on that night.
Yeah, my Yink is like, because I emulate you, and then I was messing with Adult Link for a while.
Yeah.
Because I played Adult Link in 64 as my secondary. And Yink, I like him a little bit more than Link at times. I like Adult Link because of that kill power.
Yeah, that's the biggest downside to Young Link, is he really struggles to kill. Especially when you're going up against a heavy, like if you're going against like a Ganondorf or a DK, you're not going to kill them until you get upwards in the 200s, and it's just, it can be very frustrating.
That's what a lot of people when they start rocking with Yink, because that kill power. Some people, Toon Link, I don't really like the way he feels.
I'm not a fan of Toon Link either. He just feels like he's...
I love Smash 4 Link when he was based off the Twilight Princess costume. Or Skyward Sword, I want to say. And also Brawl. Brawl was based off Twilight Princess Link. And Ganondorf was based off, that made him even slower, because Melee Ganondorf was ridiculous.
He's still super fast though, man.
They slowed him down in Brawl, but then in this game they brought him back up to par.
Yeah, he's way faster than I feel like he should be. For the amount of kill power he has, he should be way slower.
You know who really I feel like, you know who I feel that about? Bowser. I feel like he's way too fast.
Bowser's command grab is just too...
It's annoying.
Him and Ganondorf, they should both have their
I can zone.
taken away.
Our characters have the ability to just kind of spam and zone out Ganon a little bit better. Bowser has some stupid stuff where he can freaking block projectiles with his feet and arms and stuff.
Yep.
Like he's able to block like a fully charged shot with a smash attack, which is so annoying. Or a missile, he can just do a smash attack and stop the missile. You have to spam to keep Bowser out. But shoot, yeah, the battles we had, our reverse mains is the highlight of that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to get some of that going on tonight.
We'll do that. I gotta get my regular character back for my farewell tournament. I gotta get that going too.
Well, I've got quite a few secondaries now I can give you some practice with. So.
That'd be good. I got to get because ever since I've started playing again gradually, so that'll be some good little warm-ups for me to practice and get I'm not focused on anybody but Samus and Dark Samus.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
I'll do a couple of Yeet versus Samus. I'll do that.
Just for old time's sake.
Because there's been and there's been some Samuses popping up at these tournaments recently. Like Ragnos is back in the scene now too. What you call it? There's a new Dark Samus. He's 15 years old. Like he's been named Requiem. He's been.
I've seen him.
That kid is amazing.
I've seen him going off.
Yeah, man. He beat Atlas last night, and he beat Salt King last night as well. That kid has got a lot of potential in front of him.
Yeah.
Only 15, he's already like taking. He fought Shadow a couple of times last night.
See, I didn't realize he was 15.
He's tall, like big. He's like a little prodigy. You talk about that. It's a young man's game. Like I'm old. I'm ancient. Like in this damn game. Mm-hmm. I got one. I got enough. I keep hitting at it. If y'all want to see what OMR, one more round. That's what that stands for. Or if you see the new actual number 1, MR, one more round. Courtesy of Stone Cold Steve Austin in his last match that he was a part of.
Good old Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Double birds.
Nope. Spikes. You're just steamrolling through this, making it look easy. Like
Man, I'm just trying not to die. I keep getting real low on health, and I'm real careless, and then all of a sudden I get real low on health, and I start playing a little better.
Sometimes we got on the Zelda, the Smash stuff for you. Oh, and then speaking of Zelda, I didn't talk about the wedding. You guys had some amazing cookies there.
Oh yeah.
And some other little sweet little treats there. Were they mints? What were they? The little.
Yeah, there were some little mints there. The Zelda cookies were. I forget where those came from.
They were some really slick cookies. They had Link and was it Link and Zelda?
Yeah.
They were like embracing right before a kiss.
Yep. We've still got some of them in her parents' freezer actually.
Nice. She's basically able to take like the actual picture and like keep that as a. And y'all had blue and green like shaped.
Yeah.
Mints like the little rubies.
Mm-hmm. Her mom made those.
That was awesome.
It was a nice touch, wasn't it?
Yes. And then whenever you two team up with each other, you got Young Link and Cloud. Y'all like to call yourselves Clink.
Yeah.
Y'all make a really good team. We didn't talk about that as well. Y'all make a really good doubles.
We've got some practice. I wish we could go to more doubles tournaments. Those would be something I think we would thrive a lot more on.
I haven't seen too many doubles events now at the pandemic. It's going to be, because you think about, like, they're complaining and crying about one, but now we all right, wear your mask, sit next to each other, boom.
Right, wear your mask, sit next to each other, and then pretty soon it's going to be, got to get vaccinated. So it's
some events are vaccinated, which is a controversy, and then, like, some of them are not. The venues require you to wear a mask, though. Doubles is going to be really hard because they're so cramped up to each other. Mm-hmm. We had the luxury at A-Rush to have the two partners be on the same side and the opponents on the other, so we'll be able to bring doubles back quicker than the other places.
Yeah.
But it's still working itself right now. We're waiting to how to properly do that.
I want to see some more. What's that game mode where you pick like 3 different characters?
Oh.
3 stocks?
What's it?
What is it called? I can't remember what it's called.
I'm gonna shoot myself for this one. Oh snap! What is that called?
Man, I don't like these bats.
It's not a crew battle. It's a. Dang it! Got me having a brain fart right now. It's contagious. Brain fart is contagious on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like.
Drink some water. I hope you remember. Squad Strike.
Squad Strike. That's right. Yeah, I want to see some more of those come around.
Yeah, we can do one of those again. That event we did was really fun. I think Atlas took that one.
Oh yeah.
Over Elite.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Atlas is good, man.
He's gotten better. And shout out to Atlas, man. Like what you did last night, made top 8.
Oh wow.
You made top 8 last night, and then last weekend when we had the Invitational, he made top 8, and that the only AK person to make top 8.
Hey, that's got to start somewhere, right?
He's been consistently getting top 8s at every event he's gone to. The Saloon and Webster Mini Boss Gaming events, he's gotten second place like the last couple, or in top 8 at least. The last one he was at no, he won that one. My bad, he won that one.
I saw he. I want to say Elite had his tournament
today
that he did really well in.
Oh, Atlas won Elites as well.
Yeah.
So he won the mini boss, not the last mini boss, the one before that he won, and then he won Elites, and he's at Elites today actually. We'll look at the brackets later.
I'm gonna have to check. You're gonna have to check that out.
being in the management, I look at all the brackets that our guys attend to, especially the common ones like Elites.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys just making greatness happen for AK. I'm just gradually. Are you hurting yourself when you run into that?
Yeah, I am. I keep thinking I'm gonna dodge it, and I'm just not quite making it. All right.
Touch nothing but the limb.
Yeah.
That voice of that thing, I used to love it as a kid. What the? I don't think you can attack it.
I guess not.
Is it gonna shoot up?
I'm getting beat up here, man.
How does it determine when it's gonna shoot up?
I do not like bats, man. These bats are tough. Get out of here.
Game of Wonders. All that treasure in there, you can't even touch it. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're just gonna melt it. Oh boy. Oh, yep.
Especially when Jafar was like, the rest of the treasure is yours, but the lamp is mine. Well, doggone it, that's the only thing you can touch.
Right. Huh.
And then,
Guess there's a reason why he doesn't care about it, huh?
mm-hmm. And then the carpet, magic carpet. Whoa, checkpoint.
Okay.
So gaming, playing a variety. Do you play any other fighting games as well?
Not too many fighting games. I was really more of a shooter.
Okay.
I was a shooting game kind of guy for a long time.
Third person or first?
First person shooters for sure.
I like third a little bit better. I like looking at the cool character designs and everything.
Oh yeah. There were a few that third person shooter games that I played, but not very many of them. It just doesn't sound good, does it?
No, it doesn't. Like I had to stop and just hear all of that. Like, and I remember there was, speaking of shooting, there was like a Link crossbow training little deal. Did you ever play that? I never got to.
I don't think so. I don't think I ever played that one.
It was like a little small little mini game. Shooting his bow and arrows was sometimes they were interesting to do. Cause I remember in Ocarina of Time where you were trapped by the Gerudo women, and you had to go like shoot bow and arrows and like just time all of that just right when they were guarding.
Yep.
That's what the arrow thing reminded me of, because that was the most memorable arrow shooting thing that I remember. Looking at the timestamp again. What time was it? We said.
I don't even remember.
Looking at the timestamp. No, we're good. We're good. Going on 37 minutes now.
Right on.
Halfway. So yeah, trying to remember all of the. Zelda was the biggest lure. Your Smash stuff, other games. Oh yeah, football. You're one of the few guys I can actually talk sports with when it comes to gaming, because a lot of these guys, it's funny, like they don't.
It's rare, isn't it?
Yeah, you, Mad Chatter, like a few other people, I can actually talk football stuff
Oh
with.
yeah, good old Pittsburgh Steelers fan here.
And I was
the right part of Pennsylvania.
Nah, I was on the other side of the state, Philly. I don't rock with NFL as much anymore now, but it was cool. Pennsylvania's a cool place. Have you ever been to Pittsburgh?
I have been to Pittsburgh a few times.
You ever see a Steeler game there?
I have not seen a Steeler game there. I went there. They were playing in the. I want to say it was the divisional round against Jacksonville. I was actually in Pittsburgh for that game.
In that part of the
but
stadium.
I wasn't able to go watch the game, unfortunately.
Have you ever been in the stadium?
I've never been in the stadium. I've been to Three Rivers Casino a bunch of times. That's right outside the stadium, but never been in the stadium.
Heinz Field. It's these NFL. I don't know what the procedures are now because of the pandemic, but before you could actually go and like get you they're not free, but they were like really cheaper than you would think they are. Tours of these things. I got to go see. In 2019, I got to go to Philly and get a tour. I had been to an Eagles game before.
Yeah.
But I actually got to see a tour of the stadium, and that was probably like under $20.
Yeah, I looked into it while I was there, but because it was during the season, it was a lot harder to get tickets to tour the stadium. They do them a lot. They do a lot of them like around the time that when it's not the season going on.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they can give you like really thorough tour. You get to see the press box, the locker room. It's really cool. And when I got to go see, they had already won the Super Bowl. They had the trophy in the locker room. Sitting next to the Lombardi trophy was actually a pretty cool moment.
Oh, I bet. I can imagine.
And yours, you would get to go see 6.
Yeah, that would be great.
I just got to see the 1. And just seeing that 1 was just really like, wow. And especially since it was so fresh too at the time.
Yeah, the closest I've seen to any kind of trophy like that was when I saw when I went to the Astro Stadium.
The World Series.
Yeah, I was able to see the World Series trophy. That was pretty cool.
The one trophy I do want to see out of all trophies in sports would be the Stanley Cup. Because even if you're not the biggest hockey fan, I do like hockey, but that Stanley Cup, there's only one. There's no replica.
Oh, really?
And it's like they engraved all of the previous champions on the thing. Now they're getting to the point where they had to like remove like certain parts of it.
Yeah.
But they put the other parts in like the Hall of Fame and everything. But they keep history for those old. But it's so huge you have to hold it with 2 hands. I forget how many pounds it weighs. But those, the cool thing with the Stanley Cup, the players when they win it, they each get so many days with it, and they travel across the country. A lot of them go to like their obscure hometowns with it. Mm-hmm. Like I've seen pictures of a Maple Leaf pub in Houston, downtown. It's a hockey bar, and then they have a picture where some player brought the trophy in that bar, and so.
Oh, and it's still got the ding on it and everything, or they had to get repaired.
No, not that. That's something. That was another thing, but the bowl on the top of it. A lot of people like to drink out of it.
Oh, jeez.
You can imagine how many times they have to clean that trophy over and over like that. I would drinking out of it would be cool, but
I probably would.
Once.
just to say you did it.
Drink out of the Stanley Cup, yeah. But I'll need to sterilize it before I'm drinking out of it.
Oh man, dude, how do you get through
they
that?
need to sanitize that thing very cleanly.
Yeah.
Especially now.
I'm cleaning it myself. That's how it's gonna happen.
And at the bar, like, hey, let's go back in the kitchen with you guys. Let's go clean this thing,
right.
And then pour some champagne in there. Stanley Cup, it would be amazing. It's huge. Pittsburgh, they were one of the few cities that where all their teams had the same color scheme.
Yeah.
It's a really cool.
It's hard to find.
I would think that should be kind of a thing with cities. They should all be the same color.
Yeah, you would think. You would think it would have some kind of theme.
But I wouldn't recommend changing that now, obviously, because people love the history of their colors of their teams. Because some people are not just because they're a fan of a football team of this city, they're not a fan of the baseball team, and vice versa, or basketball or hockey.
That's how I am, man. Because I'm a Steelers fan when it comes to football, but I root for my Houston teams outside of that.
Astros, Rockets.
Yep. And I only root for this. I mean, I just grew up a Steelers fan from my father, so.
If you got into hockey, you should check out the Penguins. There's no NHL team in Houston.
Yeah, so I do root for the Penguins. I've noticed.
And they
used to be good.
They're still decent. They made the playoffs this year. I think the top seed in their division.
That's
but
good.
it feels because it's like that for me. I got into the Flyers. There was no hockey team down here. The Arrows were a minor league team, so I got into the Flyers just based on my Philly ties, Mm-hmm. And it just kept the consistency. And from people that I talk to up north that are from those places in Pennsylvania, they're very passionate. They're a different breed of sports fans. Mm-hmm. When you're hanging around enough Steeler fans from Pennsylvania,
I was able to kill that one.
When you're around enough Steeler fans, like I'm around enough Eagle fans from Pennsylvania, it changes your whole demeanor. Like you see how they act, and you see their energy. It's like basically you got to remember this: when you choose a team, that fan base. The fan base is the same fan base you're interacting with. Mm-hmm. So if you even though you may not be a Pirate fan, or you may not be they don't have a basketball team, so you may not be a Pirate fan. If you're watching the Astros and the Pirates, you still have a sense of respect factor for those Pirates fans because those are your same Steeler buddies.
Yep.
That's the way you got to look at it, because it's like I've seen some people do dumb stuff not realizing they're a fan of one team and then they trash talk on the other. Like, dude, do you not know? I'll give you an example. There's a guy who's an Eagle fan. He's a Red Sox fan in baseball. He was talking smack on Philly fans. I'm like, dude, do you know these are the same people during football season you're all hugging and high-fiving with, and now you're talking smack with them? It's just stupid.
These are your brothers, man.
So I have a sense of respect for the Phillies now, because of that. I don't talk smack on the Phillies. I have a sense of rooting for them. Now that the Astros are not in the same league with them anymore. Mm-hmm. And hockey, I go for the Flyers because there's no team in Houston. Basketball is irrelevant to me. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan either, to be completely honest.
It's just certain stuff that happened in that league. In the 90s, I was obsessed with it. I loved the NBA as a kid.
I still, I enjoy watching basketball, but I don't really have a favorite team per se. Basketball is just kind of weird, man. It's
not the same.
It's not. It's
Michael Jordan. Watching Michael Jordan as a kid kind of spoiled us, I would say.
I didn't get to really watch Michael Jordan all that much, to be honest.
Oh man.
I got a lot of Charles Barkley growing up, or highlights anyway.
Same around that. Oh, these guys. So anime, we were talking about anime earlier. Seeing this. Oh, wrestling. You never watch wrestling like that, or do you? It's not really a sport, but it's kind of nerds and wrestling kind of go hand in hand as well.
Yeah, I didn't watch much wrestling growing up. My mother had a friend who was really into wrestling, but I never really got into it, honestly.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And then anime was a good thing. We talked about it earlier. Erica said she liked Shoto Todoroki and My Hero. Who do you like?
Yeah. Who would be my favorite? As far as like just complete badassness, obviously Todoroki is one of my favorites. But I really like what's his name? Well, Eraserhead is probably my favorite hero, just as far as just being a badass, and knowing what the hell's going on. Mm-hmm. But I also really like the what is his name? The electric guy that gets stupid every time he uses his powers.
Yeah, he's funny.
I just really like him in general.
He's a good comic relief. Him and the Rockhead dude when they get together.
Mm-hmm.
The most annoying one is that little purple one.
Yeah, I wish Minato, or whatever his name is, was not even in the show.
I hate I watched the subtitle, so I had to see the movie in theater, the first one, dubbed. And when I heard his voice dubbed, they gave him a lisp. I was just like, why did y'all do this? The character's already annoying as it is, and y'all gave him a lisp.
Why not?
Not making fun of people who have lisps. I know people can't control that stuff. I don't make fun of people when they're speech problems.
We got the carpet.
Carpet. A wonderful challenge. That was the trophy, guys.
Oh, whoops.
I don't make fun of people in their speech. In real life, it's not annoying when people have bad. People make fun of the way I talk and laugh. I don't care. We all sound funny and different, and that anime for that character already being annoying, they gave it it sounded like a dweeb kind of a dweeb lisp. Hey guys, it's just like, what are y'all doing? And it's just, I would say Todoroki. Momo was probably my second favorite one. I like her powers, being able to create anything. How she has to concentrate and do that stuff.
I find it odd that they made it to where she has to take it out of her cleavage. But,
Japan.
That's anime for you, though.
Japan, because they're all teenagers. We got to remember that.
Right.
She's full figured like an adult, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people's waifu characters are we got to remember that. Going back to Sailor Moon days. I would say Sailor Moon was the first anime I ever saw. What was yours?
The first anime, it's gonna either be Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z for sure. I just remember I used to get home from school, and it was back then. It was a perfect time slot where I would get home, and it was as soon as I walk in the door, it was pretty much Dragon Ball Z had just started.
Yeah, Toonami days.
And then right after Dragon Ball Z was over, Pokemon would come on.
I remember Saturday mornings watching Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon. I mean, not Cartoon Network. It was called WB at the time before CW bought them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were still in the Pokemon eye, but Dragon Ball Z had been out for many years.
Yeah.
At that time, that was the only way the American English version was being found. And then after a certain point, they didn't have any more footage. Mm-hmm. They always got to the part where he was fighting Jason Bird. He would just beat Raccoon, and it was time to fight Jason Bird. And then the next episode, it would start back at the arrival of Raditz again.
Yeah, they did that for a long time.
They didn't have the other stuff filmed, and Toonami picked it up, and then were able to do it.
I remember, I would be watching, because back then, you would miss episodes and not even really think about it when you're a kid. I would remember that I'm watching all these episodes progressing, and I'd miss a couple episodes, and I'd come back, and it's at the beginning, and I remember as a kid being like, what? Why did they go back? What?
They skipped, and that was so annoying. How they did. Who was your favorite?
Oh wow. In Dragon Ball Z?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was always a Vegeta guy.
Same here, man.
Always a Vegeta
guy. The edgy, that cocky, just the Prince of All Saiyans.
Mm-hmm.
That edginess, cause everybody was getting all and he was a character I looked, because being nerdy and everything, you're gonna get picked on as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And so it's he had that flair and edginess that just gets you really feeling like a badass or something.
Yeah.
And so I would just try to act like Vegeta, and it gets you in a different mindset. You just feel like nobody can stop you anymore.
I was a Vegeta guy. I really liked Gohan.
Team Gohan.
Until they kind of destroyed him.
Dang it, that lava pit.
Yeah, it's you got to jump before the edge, and I'm just not picking up on that.
They ruined him after he got. Yeah, he became just study, didn't play and train anymore.
Here we go. Run. Not gonna worry about any of that stuff.
Ooh.
Okay. Can I go back for it?
So you were using the name Steve-O in the first time, then eventually you came out with. How did you come up with the name Low Voltage?
I came up with the name Low Voltage because that's my job title. I'm a low voltage technician. Hopefully not for too much longer. I'm trying to go on and do better things, but low voltage just sounded really cool. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I was a low voltage technician, so it just kind of rolled off the tongue and fit well. Plus, I like the thought of people thinking they're going to be facing a Pikachu whenever they.
It throws them off.
They're like, oh, okay, it's low voltage, it's going to be like Pikachu or something. No, young Link.
That throws them off for sure.
Oh yeah, a little bit of mind games.
But you do practice Pikachu sometimes, though.
I have a Pikachu, but the more I play him, the more I realize I'm not very good at him.
He's interesting. He's actually his combo game is really sick if you can get polished with that stuff.
If you can get his nair loops on point, you're gonna have a good time.
Up tilt nair. That's
yeah. It's the short hop delayed nair falling. A short hop delayed falling nair, and it's a really weird input, and it's tough to pull off. But once you pull that off, man, Pikachu has so many useful tools after that.
Huge Pokemon fan, growing up in my own right. Sword and Shield, I played that one. I was a latecomer into it, and I eventually got the DLC for it as well.
I started off with yellow.
Oh yeah, red. I started off with red and blue, but I'm saying I was a latecomer to Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I still haven't played Sword and Shield.
It's a really unique experience, like seeing them all just walking around. And the new one that they showed for open world Pokemon, that got everybody like, yo.
Yeah.
But yellow.
I see they've got the new Pokemon Snap coming out.
Yeah, people have been.
It's already out.
It's already out. People have been. I played the old school one. That game was a trip in itself because they had us thinking one thing. When I was like, what is this? I enjoyed it at times, but there was some stuff that annoyed me in that game.
I loved Pokemon Snap growing up, man. I played it a lot.
I did too. The volcano one was the one I did a lot because I just kept messing up in that one. Anytime you had to go in a cave, I would always miss something. Mm-hmm. You know what the one trip to me was? I had some friends that were really good at games, and they had access to stuff I didn't have. So they were able to go and look up codes and different stuff.
There was a lot of little tricks to that game, man. There was a lot of little.
Like to get into Charizard, what you had to do?
Charizard. I'm trying to think of Charizard.
Like you had to or it was some fire Pokemon where you had to like knock it into a volcano.
You had to knock it into a lava pit. It was Magmar.
No, Magmar didn't evolve back then.
No, I don't think it went into Magmar though. It came out as something. Hold on. No. I want to say it was Magmar that you had to throw in the lava pit, and something else came out with it or something. Or I think it just brought more Magmars out, and you got like the double points for like the multiples.
And wasn't there like
it was something like that.
Wasn't there a Slowpoke you could make evolve into a Slowbro? You had to go make it sit in the water and bite the children by its tail?
I think so. The ones that I remember the most of, I remember you could lure a Pikachu off to, and then it would start riding on top of the electrode. There was another one you would lure the Pikachu over to this little thing, and then you would hit it and make it do its electrical attack, and it would bring out something.
You know the whole thing.
There was a lot of different little tricks on there.
You know what the really interesting thing is about Pokemon?
What's that?
Pikachu. Everybody knows Pikachu being the most iconic.
Of course.
And then the mascot. Fun fact: Clefairy was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be Clefairy.
Really?
A lot of people do not know that, and it's like I'm trying to imagine. I couldn't imagine because Pikachu became so iconic. I couldn't. Yeah, jumping. I couldn't imagine Pokemon without Pikachu as the mascot.
No kidding.
Like
that'd be
Clefairy, I like Clefairy actually. I like Clefairy more than I like Jigglypuff and the abilities that it could do. But
what's really funny is that Clefairy wasn't even a fairy type when they came out.
It was normal.
It was a normal.
Now Fairy was not a type at all, and they just later on.
Way later on.
I want to say X and Y introduced fairy types. Oh, dang. Who's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon. You know, what is up with this jump? I don't like this. This little jump right here is weird.
Give up, Street Rat.
Oh, it's kicked me back.
Oh, we can do the thing like we did for Fast Forward.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
So my favorite Pokemon when I was growing up.
They had to get the dogs in.
No, I was gonna give them some light.
Some light.
I always really liked Charmeleon for some reason.
Charmander,
what it was.
Charmander, I would say Mewtwo and Charmander are like my toss-up. And I like Charizard because he's just more powerful. You get to do stuff with. Charmeleon it's funny you said that because he's my least favorite of the three in that branch.
Really? That for some reason, Charmeleon was my number one like go-to. I loved Charmeleon, but when it comes down to, I don't know. Now I would say my favorite Pokemon was probably. I'm gonna have to think about this for just a second. Man, that's tough. There's so many. There's so many. It's hard to even think of which ones I would like. I've got Pokemon Go though. I can look up some Pokemon real quick. Then I can make my decisions. I can't think of everyone right now. It's too hard.
Dang, I'm skipping through all. Lord have mercy.
Have you had a chance to play this one yet?
Which one?
The Aladdin one?
Briefly, the same day I did. It's hard too. I didn't get as far as you did though.
These games are a lot harder than I remember.
I'm gonna go to the watch part on here like we did for Queen earlier.
Oh, I think Kyogre is one of my favorites.
Oh, the legendary from Ruby and Sapphire.
Mm-hmm. The big old whale, dude. I really like him. Him and Zekrom. Zekrom is probably one of my favorites.
Zekrom is the black dragon or electricity.
Yep.
I like Reshiram a lot too.
Yeah, Reshiram's cool.
Just with Dialga, I like the way Dialga looks. Like just off
I
of
did
here.
not know you could throw that at that to get it. Good to know.
Is this where you were at? You were at past this.
I was past this, yeah.
Get you started back at the level. This is cool. When you look at how much time is left in the game. 20 minutes does that sound like a long?
Halfway through.
But in these games, that can be an eternity. That's because they speed run these craps.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that I was like halfway through the game.
Oh shit! You didn't make it this far, did you?
Not quite. I was at that level, just not quite to that point of the level. I was about here.
There you go. Doing all of that is pretty cool, just for you viewers out there. Like, wait. Did you hit X?
I think I hit.
Hit circle. Switching PS4 habits.
Dude, that was a bad move from the Switch. I'll tell you that much. I like how I died right away. Thank you, babe. I want to brought me back to the beginning of the level. This little jump right here. What's up with these X's down there? You see that?
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Okay.
We're almost winding down. We got some more stuff. It's no time. No pressure. Just keep talking. I just like to look at the time because I know attention span for people can be crazy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You made it pretty far. We're gonna at least get you past this and then the next part. Out of the Cave of Wonders at least.
Hey, I'm just glad like I said, whoops. Once I noticed I was already halfway through, it's a good feeling.
Oh yes, you made it pretty good.
Man,
that jump is. Yeah. That's were you jumping too early?
I guess.
Because look over maybe you saw that as like a threat, that yellow part.
Yeah, maybe.
You're probably jumping too far.
Get this coinage real quick.
You know what? I think it's the camera angle that we're in too. Like that. See, it sticks out farther than you think it does.
Yeah. It looks like lava until you start seeing it move.
That's what it was. You were jumping too early.
Yeah.
This game, like I said, you can get it on the Switch for like $20 or $30 at the most. See, it goes down a little bit closer.
Oh yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Those little X's are weird down there. Alright, wait for that splash again, because I don't want it to hurt me. Nonchalant.
Shoot. Ouch.
And they like kill your momentum too, so it can hurt you. It can really get you to die. Oh, there we go.
I just remembered a funny story from Fuzzies. So one time, like, you were out there, I don't know if the Steelers were playing a playoff game or they were about to play a game or something.
I think it was a regular season game. I know what you're about to talk about that game.
They used to have their events Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Steelers were actually playing, they were getting ready, but you would always wear your Steelers merch.
Oh yeah.
And like, I could go to the bathroom real quick just to go like and just freshen up a little bit. And when I'm in there, I'm hearing these guys just in the bathroom just complaining. Man, I got taken out of the tournament by this young Link, yada 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 yada. Because there was multiple young Links at the tournament.
Yeah.
And so I just asked the dude, I'm like, yo, what? He goes, man, he was wearing this Troy Polamalu jersey. And I started laughing. I'm like, yeah, that's my homeboy. He's all, man. It was just kind of
damn young Link. Young Link, I know, can be annoying.
But it's not like that annoying, like the ragers that people get upset. Like in Smash, you're gonna see a lot of ragers.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna pick on anybody. I know we have one in our ranks.
Yeah, just one.
It just I've raged. We all have moments where we act out, we get upset. Like it happens. Especially some of those venues. They're really tiny and like you got all these like computers and TVs in them. They're real small. A lot of people lumped up in there.
Like that Fuzzy's event that had like 78 entrants or something.
You get mad like because you're crammed up by people. It's so hot. You have to walk. So my thing is, whenever I typically like after I get done with a set, win or lose, I will go outside, like and get some fresh air because I'm exhausted. Like after, especially after a loss, because it's like my brain is already just like, dang it, like sweating and everything. Just had to run outside.
I remember you got pretty upset at that one event.
Oh yeah, Fuzzy's got me upset that
when I had like 76 people there or something.
It took like multiple hours in between matches, and that was very. And then it was just some nonsense. You had some quick play type of people in there.
Yep.
Just spamming and doing the dumbest stuff, and it's just like I just had a bad. We all Terrence got some stuff too. Like he was just upset. He had to face his Ganondorf just doing some quick play Ganondorf. I had to face that Ganondorf. I would get because I would just roll like accidentally rolled into a damn F smash, and that was frustrating. I ended up clamping down and beating that dude. And the next round I played this dark. The dude was running away from me. I had an advantage the whole time. Talked with Queen earlier about their 5-minute rules. That's where it came to bite me because it was about we were about to have a sudden death, but my percentage was like I was a whole stock, and then he killed me, and then he started running away and like prolonging the match. Like I was like, you are really doing this to me right now? Like
right, you're gonna camp
sudden death. Like I had like. In the teens of my life left. This dude's red. I'm trying to kill him. He's running away to avoid that. So I end up like going off stage to try to kill him, and then it backfires, and I end up SDing and dying, and I was just so freaking pissed. And like at that point, like it just killed my whole drive of the game too. And I got so frustrated. It was just like trying to do stuff, and I mentally was done. And then afterward, I just go outside. That event was cold that night too outside.
Mm-hmm. I remember that tournament. I went. I think I won one match. I went 1-2 in that tournament, and I was not out of the tournament until midnight. Like it was insane.
So,
like how do I lose 2 out of my 3 matches, and I'm there waiting for me to play until almost midnight, you know?
The quick play stuff, just the nonsense that they had running that tournament, 70 entries, like 4 TVs, like it was going really super slow. It was jam-packed in there. And for a brief moment, I'm not mad at you guys or say because you got called to a match or something. It's just like you, somebody else is left my switch, just left the switch there. Nobody wants, so that kind of played into me being a little ticked off as well. And then I was just like, I took my ball and went home after I wasn't even. Here's the thing, that was winners when I lost and I got mad.
Yep.
I wasn't even eliminated from the tournament.
You were gone.
I left, grabbed my switch, grabbed my controller, went home. I'm still in the tournament, mind you, and I just went home like. And here's the thing, I don't live right around the corner from this place. Mm-hmm. And I didn't take the toll road. I drove the long way home. Went to a gas station, grabbed a drink, went home, laid on the bed, looked at the bracket. My match still wasn't called yet. My next one. Like, I was just like, it was like at least an hour and a half. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I know when you first left, we were all like, Brandon, I can't believe you left already.
And I didn't even tell anybody bye. I just left. Like, that's the thing about it.
You just kind of disappeared.
I talked to, like, Mad Chatter, like, briefly. I didn't even tell him I was leaving. I'm like, whatever, like, and I just left. He texted me, where you at?
Guys.
He texted me where I'm at. You know, for him to text me where I'm at and I didn't say anything to him, you know, it's like, yeah, I was pissed. Like, because you know me and him, I talk everything. Mm-hmm. He didn't even know I left.
I know everyone was asking. Everyone was like, Terrence, where the hell Brandon go? And dude, I haven't heard from him.
Then I texted the guys who ran the event. I said, yo, I left.
Go ahead and DQ me, guys.
It's just like, cause I think Black Magic was working and he was gonna come by after work. I was gone before he even had a chance to come over. He was just like, where was I?
We should have just signed you up. We should have just signed him
up. Him to take my spot.
Well, he could have signed up on his own by the time his first match would have played. It would have been like 11 o'clock.
Because he lives like in walking distance from the place.
Yeah, I remember
works from there.
seeing all the people there, man. I was like, holy crap, these Fuzzies tournaments have gotten way too big, man.
And before the pandemic, we were going to have them like come to A-Rush, like just. There's no way they should be at Fuzzy at 70 people.
No.
That was just way, especially pandemic. Now there's no way in hell.
Yeah, that was way too much for them, man.
Even the pro tournaments don't get 70 entries unless it's like a super event.
Man, that one spot you can't jump there.
Because they had like super tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only ones that can get 70 usually because it's a massive, huge pop bonus. The regular weeklies, they're for one, they're weeklies.
Yeah.
The fuzziest ones, like the UGA events, they were good for the casual person. That's why they would generate so many people. And it's a bar, you got food. Well, it's not really a bar, but tacos and.
It can be a bar though.
Yeah, it turns it on. Hell, me, Sunstone, and you would get drinks there.
Yeah.
Mad Chatter and Gecko, they would only drink after they were eliminated.
Yeah.
But he said he didn't care. That same one I got pissed and he played the Ganon that I had played earlier. He drank before playing that dude because it was just like, this is a mess.
I remember there was one Fuzzies tournament we went to, and me and Corey had starting to become buddies or whatever, and he ordered a couple of those big torpedo things and invited me to come have some drinks with him, and it was right before my matches. I had like 3 of them. I got to my match and was like, yeah, I'm not even, I don't even know what's going on.
Didn't you have like 4 drinks the first time you played JP?
Oh man, probably. That was the match I'm thinking of too. Was that night Corey, he got me all toasty and I started playing JP and I couldn't even hang.
Oh,
Man,
it's that thing that hit you in the middle. Some fire hit you.
Yeah, I
got
jump at a different time.
Let me get this straight. So this is all going back to that night we all met. So you had all of that in your system. Then we go to your place, and you were still drinking more. Like
Okay.
in the matches, it was hell for us to try to beat you that night. I wasn't really drinking. We were just drinking casually. And eventually, I was able to beat you finally.
I was drinking a little heavier than you guys.
You were.
Just a little bit.
Because Terrence was driving, so I was able to drink a little bit more. But it was just funny knowing, like, looking back in hindsight, you were drunk then, and then that reminded me of, like, what you like to say with people, like, when you like to hop in arenas and do what now?
I love, one of my favorite things to do, if it's a weekend and I feel like having a couple of drinks, I love getting on Twitch and just getting a couple of drinks going and jumping in people's Twitch streams and messing them up. I get on there like, hey guys, I'm drunk, y'all want to play some Smash? Like, I just love running arenas when I'm drunk, man. It's one of my favorite things to do.
And then you beat them, and then
They're always like, I thought you were drunk. I'm like, yeah, I said I was drunk. I didn't say I was bad.
It's the same thing with me. I don't go on arenas like that anymore, because especially when it's long lines.
Yeah, I won't jump in. I typically look for people that only have like 10 to 30 viewers, somewhere in that range. Someone that's
small.
Someone that has viewers but not like a big following, because I'm not trying to wait for 8-9 games, man.
So, which reminds me of this. Like, I'm gonna just tell this little. So I'm studying all the other FGC games and how they do their online stuff, and it's really a shame because Dead or Alive is not. It's a very competitive scene. The players are really good that are into that stuff.
Yeah.
The game has a lot of fan service. It's not to be taken too serious, but I would say this: their online game, like for 6, the game is not that great. 5 was better, but 6 has this thing where you can create a lobby or whatever. You can create up to 8 rooms per lobby.
I'm gonna go with this.
Okay, I'll try to spend a minute so as I'm telling this story. Or you know what? I'll just put it on play because this is all about you. Like I'm just saying what Smash can learn from, basically.
Yeah.
Actually, I couldn't jump. I hit the button like.
Oh, it's circle for jump on this.
Dang it. See, if I was playing on Switch, I wouldn't be.
Your attack.
So, they have a lobby. I'm trying to focus at the same time. I guess that's why you kept doing it. I'm gonna put this on the whatchamacallit. Can it do it?
Probably.
How do you do that? Ooh, wrong button. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go back to the watch. All right, so Dead or Alive, you have a match with 8. All right, we'll just start here. So you have a party. You can have a lobby, 8 rooms. The rooms have like up to like double-digit number of people that can be in a there's 8 rooms in one lobby, so you're all in the same room. You know how there's one lobby in Smash, like you're in, up to like 8 people be in there? Mm-hmm. This thing, you can have 8 different ones all part of the same room together, and you can migrate between which one you want to go to like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can have multiple people, but the problem is when you're streaming, like when I'm streaming on here and I have the lobby set up, they all want to follow me wherever I'm at.
Right.
If wherever I hop, the whole line is going to go wherever I'm at because they know that match is going to be streamed because I'm watching it. So it's pretty funny, even though their PS4s had the capability of doing it too and they can stream their own stuff. I guess they think I'm somebody important, which and also that community is different from Smash.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very niche. They need all the people they can have to keep it alive. Just like Virtual Fighter has that same kind of camaraderie. So it's like they're not Smash is as much as we love the game, that community can be very freaking toxic.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just so annoying. And sometimes I don't want. That's part of why like the pandemic didn't help. It made the community feel like even more toxic.
Yeah.
And it's just like I had to take a step back. Like I just don't have time for mess like that. A lot of them are a bunch of like kids of mine. Like
they mostly are.
The other ones have an older vibe to them, older crowd. Like when I went to a Smash 64 tournament, that was a mostly older crowd. And I gelled well with that vibe because they were like, we all grew up in that era of 64 days. And they didn't act like little babies.
Yep.
And DOA, they have some babies in there as well, but it felt like it was more. It's like, here's the thing, they're beating your ass, and they will add you as a friend. Mm-hmm. They whip your ass and will add you as a friend.
Right.
It's like, what? Like, why do you want to play us? You're just gonna body us left and right. And me, like Magic and MacGyver, onto there like as a sign of endearment. Like it's like, oh, they want to help you get better and everything.
Right, right.
But MacGyver, we learned that he's MacGyver. Like even no matter what game it is, he's still MacGyver. Mm-hmm. If somebody's beating him really bad, he's gonna start. You know what?
Oh yeah, MacGyver's got his own. He's got his own type of personality.
We're not picking on him. We love the guy. He's a great guy, nice guy.
It's really, one of the things I like though, even though a lot of the times he'll be complaining, even though he's whooping your ass, but he also is really good about like explaining to you, like whenever I'm playing him, he's really good at explaining to me like what I'm doing that he keeps catching me on. He also will let me know like things that I'm doing well or things that I'm, need to focus more on. He's pretty good about that. So yeah. I'll give that to him.
And he's kind of lost his edge a little bit too in the game. Like he plays for fun. Like taking it serious right now. He can't do it or watch it right now. He's been playing a lot of Devil May Cry right now, and some other Call of Duties and some other stuff. But he loves FPSs.
Yeah.
But fighting games, forget it. If he's losing. We had to put him on a temporary little ban from VF because that community is the super nicest community you'll ever imagine. Because their game hasn't had a new game in 9 years, as I said, right. And they're finally getting a new game after forever. And that community is so dying, and like the community keeps it as a whole. And they're so super nice. I go online, like they see I've only played X number of online games in the game. I was just trying to get a trophy, and I was like, am I ever gonna get the trophy? Was play 10 online games. I thought I was never going to be able to do it because the game is dying. Yeah. But there's still some people that struggle along in there, and I found some people. One guy, I kept running into the same guy for ranked matches, and so I keep playing him. After he would beat me, he would use the character that I just played. And then when I saw him do it the first time, I was like, wait a minute. When I saw him do it the second and third time, I was like, oh, this guy's trying to show me what that character is capable of doing. That's the way I took it. I didn't have a negative attitude towards it.
Yeah.
And I was just pretty cool. Like he was trying to, they want to see that community grow. So like I go and post on their Facebook page every now and then, and like whenever I post something, it's so much. It's just basically the love of the game, and I told them how much I have a desire to like host a future tournament in Lake Houston, and the amount of likes and loves that I get from doing stuff like that, it goes up like 40, 50 likes when I do that.
Well, it's always nice when you're in a community that is dying and you can see like people coming back to it or getting
keep it alive.
It's a good feeling. Like I know I still play, which some people may know without this, but one of the games I've played my entire life pretty much, and I still to this day play, is RuneScape.
Okay.
The old school RuneScape. And it's nice to see the communities coming back, because once RuneScape went to a new type of combat system. They called it the EOC, the Evolution of Combat. Mm-hmm. And when they did that, it lost the majority of their player base. Like probably 70% of their player base completely just left because they changed the entire combat system of the game, So, but they brought back They brought in some new separate servers and re-released the old school version of the game called Old School RuneScape, and it's really like that community I'm seeing, like the surge. Even with like most of it is veteran players, people that used to play back in the day that are really happy to see these new servers come back. But then you've also got people that are just now finding out about Old School RuneScape, and it's real fun. It's a really toxic community, but it can also be a really informative community that loves to just see the game grow.
Yeah, and Smash, not to pick on just the negatives of Smash, it's great. We meet great people all the time. Like, there's some you got to find in obscure places. At times, you just got to look. There's still some good people out there. Overall, it's good. There's just a lot of bad. Smash got a lot of bad flack last year.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna get better. It's gonna be a really hard adjustment period because like some really top level people that we're not gonna be able to see anymore. It's just.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I still miss seeing Zero's video upload. Man.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his videos.
Yeah, but it's everything happens for a reason. The betterness of the community. We're gradually getting those in real life tournaments back again. Like I said, I'll enter one final one, and then I'm just gonna focus on the TO and managing, just casually play here and there if I'm up to the mood. I don't even think about one. Like I was just so disgusted. Like I don't even want to look at the game.
Yeah, I remember you would come over and we'd have everyone would be playing Smash and we'd be like, "Hey Brandon, you want to get on the game?" And you're like, "I don't play that game anymore."
Yeah, it's just it really put me in a bad funk.
It wasn't even like, "Hey man, just some casual nothing." You're like, "I don't play that game anymore." I'm like, oh, okay.
It's just something stuff that just happened. Like it just burns you out. Like it happens to the best, even from my understanding. It's so frustrating what happened. It broke me to a really bad point. And I'm glad to finally be able to at least tolerate looking at it for a few little.
Or at least come back to the casual play.
Yeah, like it's day and night, and I gotta just. Basically, I'm doing this biding my time until I get an arcade stick.
Right.
Because right now, I don't want to use these controllers on regular fighting games and then break them. Because without the arcade stick, you're at such a disadvantage, like in those games.
Yeah. The Switch controllers, Nintendo makes a really
PS3 was
controller.
The PS3 was worse. I broke like 3 or 4, and I'm not a rager or anything, like as far as breaking controllers. And I just broke them because of wear and tear.
All of my controllers that I've gotten with my Switch, both sets of Joy-Cons, my Pro controllers, and my other wired one. Horrible.
And it's not even your fault. That's a Nintendo thing.
Yeah, they just don't.
It's going to happen,
man.
And little known fact, and then we're gonna wrap it up. PlayStation 4 and 5 controllers are capable of getting stick drift as well, like the analog sticks. I had a PS2 get stick drift. As a kid, I didn't know what the hell that was. I was just now that I'm older, I'm like, so that's what stick drift is.
Yeah.
It's just wear and tear. Like it's going to happen. It's a flawed design. But yeah, man, it's been great finally getting you and Queen both on here. Like these videos will be available for everybody to watch like anytime. Check them out. They're both safe. PG-13 at worst. The dogs are ready to come in. We've been doing all this shooting.
Ready.
All right, it's been great having you on, man. Like, we'll do some more. We'll play some Smash Brothers. And that it won't be streamed for you guys, unfortunately, but we're gonna get some action going. We keep talking about it, but yeah, check out the tournament on my Twitch from last weekend. It's 9 hours to skim through whatever you want to look at, and then yeah, man. So, peace out.
Absolutely, peace out.
Oh man, I hit the wrong doggone button. There we go.